What to expect
when you're not expecting cancer.
What are we talking about today, Kate?
We are talking about chemo.
Yes.
And everything to do with it, including losing your hair.
Yes.
So, Christa.
I've lost my hair.
Christa had chemo on Thursday, and she's lost her hair now. That was her first.
This is actually radiation hair
Oh, that
loss.
was radiation hair loss, yes.
So actually, they told me day 5 that I would start losing my hair, and it worked out 2 weeks later that I lost my hair. So
great
like,
in the winter.
This is awesome. I got hair for an extra 2 weeks with an awesome badass haircut. But started losing my hair. It hangs out on your pillow.
It's not comfortable.
Everywhere.
And I had round 7 of chemo on Friday, and I still have my hair.
Yeah, because not all chemo drugs make you lose your hair.
That's right. Chemo is different for everyone.
Yes.
So that's a myth if you think you're always going to lose your hair when you have chemo, because sometimes you don't.
Not always. So yeah, this hair loss is happening, and then it's getting everywhere, and it's super annoying. So I take this shower, and I'm like, let's take care of the hair loss.
Get it off.
Epic fail. Forgot to put something on the drain. And then I had to, take care of that afterwards. Next day, I was like, we're not doing shower. Let's do something else. So I got some oil, and I did this incredible head massage.
It's all about what's going to make you feel good.
Totally.
Some people want to keep every last little hair on them and make sure that it doesn't fall out and not shower, not do anything. That's your choice.
Totally. But your skin gets so sensitive, and actually, my hair hurts.
Yeah, you feel every follicle, and your scalp feels like a sunburn, but not even a sun. It's unbelievable how to explain it. It's just awful.
Totally, yeah. So then, massaging my head, I'm like, this is awesome, so much better than this shower thing. And then a little bit gets on my shoulder. Yeah. And I'm like, okay, let's go get the lint roller.
Ding!
Wait a minute. Massage number 2.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's
problem solved.
Mess free, because the lint rollers with the paper on it, it picks up all the hairs, all the stragglers. I was like, this is awesome.
Yeah.
So when I started losing my hair, I also dreamed of the guys who get the beard and the sheared look, and then the hot towel. I was like,
the massage.
That sounds amazing to me.
Yeah, the cleanse,
totally.
the whole,
It's risky because anytime you introduce something like a blade, you can get cut, and then when you're on chemo, you have to be so careful with
infection
cuts.
Is not your friend, because your white blood cells and your hemoglobin and all these go down. So your infection,
so you have to be so cautious. But I was like, I'm dreaming of this.
And you went to a reputable place.
I did. I went to a barber shop. Yeah. It was amazing. I made an appointment, and I was like, so I have this golem from the Lord of the Rings book, and I actually really want to be Mr. Clean, and that sounds really appealing to me, to have a hot towel put on my head.
Yeah, and that way it's done. You're not waiting every day. Is it a little more falling out, a little more, a little less? And when this time you had short hair coming into it. Yes. Last time for chemo, she had long hair. Me as well, I have very long hair.
Yes.
So another great tip is to get a haircut first.
Yes.
Get a cute little pixie cut or even a bob, and slowly go with it as it thins. And some people will keep the little wispies the whole time and not want to shave their head and just wear hats or wigs.
Well, I did, because I was afraid of this whole infection thing. So I had this monk look where I lost all the sides except for the top. And it was hilarious because my son lost his hair at the same time, his baby hair. So he had the old man bald look. Yep. Like, together we have a full set of hair. But yeah, this monk look I should have taken care of.
Live and learn. Live and learn. But if it makes you feel comfortable more like yourself, then definitely do what's right for you. And obviously, chemo sucks in so many other ways too. And that's not the only place you lose your hair. Christa, you still have your eyebrows and your eyelashes.
Yes, so I haven't lost hair yet from chemo, which should happen actually my next chemo in March. But you know what? Actually, I feel like no chemo should be done in the wintertime, because you lose all your hair, not just your eyebrows and your eyelashes.
Body hair.
And your nose hairs, which is just a weird feeling.
Weird sensation.
But, you don't have to shave.
Nope.
And I'm like, this should be summer.
Should be shorts and, skirts
this is,
and
wasted potential.
Bathing suits. Yeah.
Yeah. In the winter, nobody gets to see your hairlessness.
Definitely not. Yeah, so my eyelashes have started to fall out, and my eyebrows are pretty good right now for 7 rounds of chemo. But even though I'm not losing my hair is thinning, and there are definite side effects. Mouth sores, throat sores.
Yes.
I'm also on hydration, which is that beeping sound right there. So we both have to take a lot of drugs before chemo, during chemo, and after chemo. For me, when I get nauseated, which happens every time, I can't even keep water down. So it gets a little bit scary and tricky. So, good news, I have some amazing nurses. Shout out to Anna and Joel. They come to my home, and this is my little friend that I wear for about...
Does he have a name?
If not, I need to name him. We need to name him.
I named things.
I have this little guy, and he stays on me for about usually 4 to 7 days. 4 hours at a time.
But you also have like a port that goes in you.
I do. So I get like a little thing done, and they keep it in from chemo, and then it has 2 lines. They disconnect the chemo, and then every day they come and they set up my lovely heavy bag of hydration. Yeah. And this way I can even leave the house with it, so I'm not stuck to an IV pole.
That's awesome.
So this really, really, really helps. So
but life goes on. What did you do?
Life goes on.
What did you do with the IV attached to you the other day?
It's my son's birthday, and he wanted a birthday party, so we went to bowl and laser tag, and
she had an IV in her.
I had an IV in me, and I tried to hide it a little bit, but I was cautious. I'm like, don't hurt me, don't touch me, and don't rip out my IV. And then it started beeping, so then I could turn it off and put it in my purse. So
amazing.
You still gotta have your life, or that's Christa and I's thing. Yes, we are still kids know it's medicine. They know my nurses' names. Easy peasy. Yeah. The other thing is, I make my medicine boxes pretty because they're always around me. So I got this cute little box instead of just having everything, and then all my medical supplies are in there. And my chart makes it easy so that even when I'm having treatment and stuff and I don't want to look at medical stuff, I don't have to, but it's right there. And people don't know what it is unless they know what it is. So there's one thing that Christa and I are both on, and it's, what did we call it? The new PMS?
Yes, exactly. It's called dexamethasone. It's a steroid.
It's a steroid?
Generally speaking, in women, it causes a lot of emotion. In guys, it causes more aggression. I feel like I'm better. Like, I'm not emotional on Dex, but my husband disagrees.
Yeah, I know it, and I can feel it, but I don't think I'm as emotional as he thinks I am.
No, because everything, that's the Dex talking. And seriously, it's a new PMS.
Oh, is it that time right now? Is it that time of the month? No! I have a lot of drugs in me.
Yeah, exactly. So it's good because it helps with nausea. And
it gives you strength. It gives you strength when your body is being depleted of everything.
But it's not a fun drug.
It's not. It is the one that you've probably seen in headlines before, if like a blue jay, the blue jays get caught with this. Yeah. This is a steroid that they're the ones that are caught on. So that always makes me feel good that I'm getting really good quality stuff.
Yeah, exactly. But it doesn't give you muscles. It actually takes away your
muscles. It takes away your muscles. And I was saying to Christa, I have what they call moon face.
And you can get like belly.
And it's weird because I'm not retaining water because my rings are moving, but it reminds me of pregnancy retaining fluid. And nobody else really notices it. You didn't even notice it, but I notice it. Just like when you see your face and you're like, where's my hair? Yeah. So that's another thing that's not fun about chemo is taking, and it's high doses. Yeah. And you can't just stop. Like if
I took 5 pills the night before, 5 pills the morning. Yeah, no. My heart rate went up to 150. Like it was crazy.
They're not fun. And they're these just tiny little pills, and they're scored so that you can make them smaller. So the last one I took was like you can't even see it. It's teeny, 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 tiny. But you're on 5 a day. I was on 1 a day. And then half a day.
That was just initial chemo.
That was the initial.
And then it was 2 a day. And then I'm on a low dose of Dex from radiation that, in a couple weeks, we're weaning myself off. So that'll be nice because dexamethasone causes insomnia. Yeah. So you can't
so many things. You can't think, I feel like. You can't think when you're on it. And you can't stop it. If you stop it cold turkey, then it gives you a lot of other side effects. I can't even think of them because there's so many, but there's all these other things that can happen to your body if you just try and be like, okay, I'm done. I feel like I'm healthy enough. It can affect your blood counts and all these other things. Again,
it lowers your blood counts.
Yes,
actually. It makes you more immune compromised.
Which on chemo you already are. So it's one of these things. And then the other fun fact, all these medicines that you take to help with chemotherapy end up constipating you.
Yeah. So you have digestive issues.
You have digestive issues.
Yucky.
And digestive issues, you're getting constipated and bloated, and the steroids make you extremely hungry. So it's like you're trying to fill a tank that's saying, I'm full, and then it's just...
So if any advice, get on the whatever train you need to prevent digestive issues.
These are my friend.
Those are,
Senecot.
Those overnight, are not my friends.
See, and that's the thing. You have to learn what works for your body. I have these.
Stool softeners didn't work.
Stool softeners didn't work.
So I take Clear Lax before I take prunes, but I literally can't go near prunes now. Prunes
that's
worked.
So funny. I used to do dates, and now, like, that's, like, raisins and stuff are snacks.
I just can't do a prune. Like,
can't do
you're
it.
chewing, and you're like, Yep. So Clear Lax is my friend.
Yeah, which is like this one. And you just put it into a bottle of water or hot coffee or even soup, and... yeah, it gets things moving. But if you get ahead of this before you get all the drugs in you, then you're good.
Yes.
And again, they sort of tell you these things when you start chemo. You're going to get a huge book. If this is your first time ever going through chemo or someone in your family is about to start it, they give you this thing with a bazillion scary side effects, like may cause blindness, may cause heart attack, may cause this. So you're kind of focused on that, and you forget that may cause constipation. It's like, I'm worried about a hair attack, right? Yeah. So trying to be proactive with your body to keep it as regular in every sense can help you make it a little bit more comfortable. Because
a lot more comfortable, I think. Yeah.
And it does get better. Like I'm on day, what's today? 5. So I'm starting to feel the upward swing. Yesterday was my crash day, my worst day, and today I'm starting to feel a little bit better. But my energy is I've got a good hour, 2 hours of this in me, and then it's couch time again.
Yeah, exactly.
Can't even do anything on a
couch
computer.
meditation, as my husband calls it.
You can't
TV.
even Netflix. You want a Netflix, you're like, I'm
gonna
read.
I can't watch
read.
TV.
It's hard to explain. You really do rest. They tell you need to rest, and chemo forces you to rest and not do all those things like, I'm going to have this time.
Actually, you say that. Okay, so I've had chemo before. I had 13 rounds of it. And I was like, I feel so terrible. And this time I'm like, oh my gosh, is it working? Like, I feel terrible. But like, I remember feeling like, not only do you feel like you have the flu, but you feel like you have the worst hangover ever.
Yes. And jet lag.
Like, oh, right. I'm not taking care of a newborn baby.
Or just giving birth. You had given birth like 3 weeks before.
Right, because it all happened at the same time. Like, newborn baby, cancer diagnosis. I was like, this makes sense. I'm taking time for me to fill up my cup.
Exactly, which is so important. And outsource and resource and get people. This is when you ask for somebody who said, oh, can we bring you a meal? Absolutely.
Yes, thank you.
I have chemo on Friday. A meal will be great on Sunday.
Yes. Exactly. Thank you. And do you want to spend your time doing the dishes? Because if you do that, then you can't do something else.
Then you can't sit and play a board game with your kids.
Exactly. So you prioritize your time, and you're like, okay, we're going to let something slide, and or maybe somebody else can do it.
Oh, yeah. You do see that there's a vacuum on the floor. Go ahead, vacuum.
Husbands.
Don't trip over it. Use it. So, we love our husbands. We're joshing.
Yeah.
But
they're like the same person. So
yeah, they're still they definitely are. And they probably say the same about Christa and I. Yes. You're on day what of Dex? Oh, okay.
Exactly. Yeah. So let's talk about how much chemo to do, because that's always a question of like, okay, like chemo's working, this is awesome, my scan came back, but then when do you stop?
Yeah, and for Christa and I, because of our terminal diagnosis, our metastatic diagnosis, the max they'll give it to us is every 3 weeks.
Yes.
So standard of care is usually every 2 weeks you receive your chemotherapy, and then you have 2 weeks. But for us, it will always be every 3 weeks, just because of the state of our body.
And they're doing 4 weeks because they said, last chemo year.
And you just have brain surgery.
Yeah, so we're like, we'll give you a week vacation off.
So obviously, we are both doing it, the chemotherapy to shrink or hopefully disintegrate the tumors that are in our body.
Blow them up.
But the more you do chemo, the more your body your cells learn what they're trying to fight, and they turn it off. So the chemo gets less and less effective. So if your tumor's this big... and chemo makes it go down to this big, great. But then by 8 weeks, if it's only making it go down that big.
But then the side effects are going up in terms of numbness in your fingers and toes.
Which is permanent.
Or hearing loss, tinnitus. And so these side effects are going up. And
those side effects won't come back. Like, you are not going to get those feelings back. So then you have to come to a point with your oncologist and your team and everything else. Do we continue?
Yeah.
Or do we take a break? Or do we lower the dose? So there's a lot more than just...
It's not straightforward.
It's not straightforward. And everyone's different.
In the end, they're like, it's up to you. And you're like, how much more can I tolerate? I don't know.
And I don't have the science behind me. I didn't go to med school, and I didn't, this isn't my passion, cells and cellular damage and things like that. Yeah. Mine is being a parent. Right? So... those are hard. And for me right now, I'm at that stage. So the last chemo I had on Friday, I'm now allergic to it. The type of chemo that I'm on, it doesn't matter who you are, man, woman, age, you end up now being allergic to the chemo they give you. So I had to...
And it's actually not the chemo.
It's not the chemo. It's the solution.
Mix it with, and you're like, I think we need better solution if everybody's getting allergic to this stuff.
So I had to sit with a 45-minute drip of Benadryl before I even began the chemo. And that, for me, I was right out of it. Brent, my husband, was with me. He's like, oh yeah, that was interesting, you on Benadryl.
Yeah, and I actually had to do the same thing because I had an allergic reaction the first chemo I had to the solution. So this time they said, well, we don't want that to happen. So they gave me IV Dax, which you're like, I just took so much. And then Benadryl. Yeah. So it's like an upper and a downer. And I describe it as like being like, let's go run a marathon. Yes. But you can't get off the couch. But and you're I'm so a 500-pound hand. I can't. It's such an awkward feeling.
And anything that gets IV delivered, it's like that.
Instant.
You can like feel it in your vein, and then it's like, whoa, what's going on? What's going on? So, it's, again, chemo... it's not straightforward ever for anyone, and everyone's experience. You would hope it would be, like taking aspirin or giving children's Tylenol and things like that. It's very customized, I would say. Yeah. So don't be afraid to ask your doctor, like, are we going to keep doing chemo, or should we take a break, or should we look at a different form of lower the dose, maybe look into radiation, or complete break from things, because it's a mental thing too. Like, you start living, I know Christa and I have talked about this before, it's like, okay, chemo's coming up. I must be feeling really good because chemo's in 2 days. I'm feeling great. I want to do things. I've got energy. I feel like me. I'm me. And then your mind goes, okay, I'm going to feel crappy, worse, awful. Yeah. And then I'm going to start feeling good, a little better, start doing things. Oh, cycle again, chemo. Yeah. So it's a hard way to live.
It is.
And it's hard to always constantly kind of explain to everyone, I'm not feeling good today. Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's all these little pitfalls of chemo. But
it's saving our life.
It works.
Yeah.
And as much as I hate to admit it, because I have another scan coming up, and that's scary too, because I'll have 8 chemos in me. It's like, am I doing all this and it's working, or am I doing all this and it's not working? So, positive, negative. But
well, that's pretty much the scoop on chemo. Yeah, we wanted to share that with you, sort of, to open the chemo world. And
the hair loss.
Everybody's experience is slightly different, so our experience may not generalize to somebody else.
True. Some people have worked through chemo, like completely worked. Not even like I've heard people go to work the same day.
I took care of a newborn. I was like, how does that happen? But
I know,
like working through chemo, I'm like, whoa, no, I couldn't.
So at least we're giving you a little idea of some of the things that you might not expect, like the eyelashes or the nose hairs. Mouth sores are hard too, but you can gurgle with salt water and things like that.
Soda.
Yeah, there's lots of little tricks. Hand sanitizer is your friend.
Yes.
Little nicks and cuts on your fingers, and
And when we did a show on immune compromise, but when you're on chemo, infection is so big.
Really big.
So if you've had the stomach flu, if you've been sick,
if your kid has a green nose,
we can't hang out. I'm sorry. No. It's not worth the risk.
It's definitely not, because those will send us in the hospital.
Yes, exactly.
And that's not fun when that happens. It's happened to both of us. Yeah. So we hope this helps and answers some questions.
Thanks for tuning in.
Yes, thank you.
Love you guys. Thanks so much for the support.
Yay.
Yeah, feel free to share our video.
Please share our videos. Yes. Send us comments, ideas, questions. We're always happy to answer questions.
Yes. Yeah.
So get back to you as fast as we can.
And like turtle speed is my speed.
Yes.
So
Mine too. Mine too. All right. Take care. Be well. Mwah. Bye for now.